What's going on, guys? It's Near25 here, and welcome back to another episode of our Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team playthrough. So in the last episode, we went out on our first official mission as a rescue team, and we rescued a couple Magnemites that were stuck together. If you guys want to check that out, of course, playlist will be linked down below in the description. I should probably start saying that before I say what happened in the last episode, because otherwise people aren't going to want to watch it. But anyway, then we did some other little introductory rescue team stuff, and then we went to sleep and had another dream, and an earthquake interrupted this one, and then as we woke up, we were awoken to a Dugtrio asking us for help, because I guess during the earthquakes last night, his child Diglett was kidnapped by a Skarmory. So that's where we're at now, and they asked us to go rescue their Diglett and everything. So now we're obviously going to tell Squirtle about it. He's excited because he's like, oh my gosh, somebody asked you to do rescue. Then Dugtrio appears again here. And then he says he was taken to Mount Steel's summit. Definitely, Mount Steel is definitely one of my top 5 OSTs in the game. In no particular order, even though in particular order, I think it would have to go Buried Relic. No, I'm sorry. Great Canyon, Buried Relic, Mount Thunder, Mount Steel, and then Pitfall Valley. I think that would have to be my top 5. But before we go, I actually forgot that we actually have time. I actually do want to go do some bits and bobs in town. Okay, nothing for us to buy. Do I have anything to sell? I don't think so. I didn't think so. Okay, that's fine. Typically, there won't be much to buy or sell. Or, well, buy, usually, but you typically won't have much stuff to sell unless you literally just grab everything and anything in a dungeon, or you get given some stupid stuff as a reward for a rescue job. But Anti-Kangaskhan is who we want to see. And we want to put, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put our extra apples away. And actually, I was lying to you guys yesterday. I actually only like keeping 2 oran berries on me because I don't typically get myself put in situations where I need oran berries. And I'd rather have the 2 extra slots be reviver seeds. But alright, let's head on to Mount Steel then. And I'm gonna ask you guys again in this episode, let's see how goated this is first, hold on. So good. But yes, this is Mount Steel, and apparently Diglett's been taken to the peak here, and Dugtrio's gonna come here to remind us one more time that that was the case. I'm gonna ask you guys one more time here. Let me know down below in the comments about the intermediary missions that we have to do. In between big plot points, I guess I'll call them. Basically in between story progression, those intermittent missions. Do you guys want me to show them, or would you prefer that I not show them? Because I'm fine with either, and obviously I have to do them regardless to progress with the game. But I can cut them out if you guys would prefer that, of course. But yeah, just like I said, just let me know down below what you guys would want to see, and we'll make it happen. So Mount Steel is going to be our first quote-unquote threatening dungeon. Slightly more so because we're a Bulbasaur, because as you can see, there's Spearows there. But also because early game Zigzagoon actually does hit like a truck. Oh, okay, here we go. So here's our first opportunity of seeing gummies is in this dungeon as well. So gummies, Gummies act like another food source, but they also act as the, like, I don't really know how I want to put this, because, like, they're like the booster items of the game, I guess, if you will. So there's a bunch of them. They all come in different colors, and every single type has its own particular gummy. The orange gummy is preferred by fighting type Pokemon. I don't know actually if it says in the gummy's description what Pokemon let's see. Oh yeah, so if you go to the info of the gummy, it'll tell you what type likes it the best. And you don't want to just eat gummies just for the sake of eating gummies. You want to feed them to the Pokemon is their preferred gummy of choice, because it gives them the most benefit. And now you may be still wondering, well, that doesn't tell me what the gummies do. So what they do is, not only do they give you stat boosts, but they also will boost your IQ, which will give you the chance to unlock more IQ skills, and not only become just a better Pokemon in general, but become a better partner Pokemon as well. Because there are some IQ skills that only will activate or only be useful if you are the lead, and there are others that are useful no matter what you are, and there are others that are only useful if you're the partner. So definitely whatever Pokemon you plan on actually like using in your playthrough, you definitely want them to get loaded up with gummies as soon as possible, so that their IQ can get as high as possible, as quick as possible. But awesome, that's going to get us to level 10, and we're finally going to get Vine Whip, which is great. And the other reason why Mount Steel is a little bit more challenging for this early point in the game, Squirtle's going to get Withdraw. I'm going to turn that off so he doesn't waste his turns using it. Is also because we get introduced to some Steel-type Pokemon. Now, that's why I said for Bulbasaur in particular, because by this point in time, Charmander already will have Ember, Squirtle obviously already has Bubble, so, see, now that's a big experience gap. 673, and Squirtle needs 1100. Wow. So, like, Squirtle can already super effectively hit Aeron, and although Charmander's isn't super effective, we all know from the main games, Aeron doesn't really have good special defense, and it's at least a neutral hit. Same with Bulbasaur now that I have Vine Whip, but obviously as you saw the first couple floors I didn't, so I had to pretty much rely on Squirtle. We also will run into Beldums later on in the dungeon, which obviously they're Steel type, and obviously Bulbasaur and Squirtle aren't going to help us out much there, but Charmander of course would. And then or Torchic or Cyndaquil as well. Don't mean to just only be talking about the Gen 1 starters, I just happen to be Gen 1 starters, which is why I'm talking about them. And obviously, you encounter Geodudes and Baltoys in this dungeon as well, which if you don't have Bulbasaur or Squirtle, or the other water or grass type starters. For example, if you had a fire starter and Pikachu, that'd be a little bit complicated for you to deal with because, you're a fire and electric type, and Geodude and Baltoy both are part ground, with Geodude also being a rock type. And then also the higher up you'll get, I don't know why I'm grabbing the orange gummies, because I really never use fighting types in here, but in this game, but who knows, maybe we'll switch it up this time. But if you got Machop as a starter Pokemon, which yes, you can get Machop as a starter Pokemon. Machop, Cubone, Psyduck, Skitty, and Eevee. Or well, actually Eevee makes sense, but yeah, the other four, you actually can get as starters in this game, which is kind of funny. But if you did start with Machop, this dungeon is pretty lit. Because you'll get, quick and easy access to gummies very early on, which is very, very helpful. Yes, so here we go. Here's the Beldum. Here's our first Beldum. So obviously I'm not going to be able to touch him super effectively, nor is Squirtle. but we'll make it work. And then as we get to this part, like this type of floor structure or texture, whatever the word I'm trying to think of that I'm so blanking on right now, we'll also start to encounter the fighting type Pokemon, Meditite and Tyrogue, and what else am I missing on this floor? Oh, and Pinsir also spawns up the higher floors of Mount Steel as well. So definitely a very unique spread of Mons in this dungeon, most of which we can't recruit until the post game. The fighting types mostly, actually hold on, I might be wrong at that. Maybe you can get Mount Discipline before the post game. I'm blanking now, I actually can't remember. No, actually, you know what? I'm talking out my butt. You can get them. There's another level up for us, though, which is awesome. And Bulbasaur's stat gains have been great so far. So now is where I want to be curious. So I need 1,090. Squirtle needs 500. Okay, so Squirtle will level up to 11 before we hit 12. So we haven't quite looped over Squirtle yet. And I'm curious at what the gap is going to be once we level up again. The other thing with Mount Steel that gets introduced is the ability to find max elixirs on the floor, which, you know, those are very helpful, especially since we're running so low on PP. And that's one difference between between Red and Blue and the Explorers games is, well, actually, I guess it'll somewhat be a spoiler, so I'll wait a second before I mention what I was about to mention. Oh, but one thing about the max elixirs, I will say, I don't know if actually if the max elixir is the item in the main games that restores the performance points for every move on the Mon. I get those types of items kind of confused because to quote the RPG legend H.C. Bailey, I put them in the too good to use club. So I don't use them whenever I'm going through the games, typically. The main series games, of course. So I don't know if that's the same item here, but if you drink one, it will restore all the PP for all of your moves, which is really handy. But it looks like we did make it to the top of Mount Steel here, which is awesome. And there's little Diglett across the way. So that's good that he looks like he's alright. But the poor little guy's scared. As understandably so, of course. And here's Skarmory herself. Yes, Skarmory is a female in the anime. There is no way you think that Diglett and its family are going to have caused massive earthquakes that shake the whole country. There's no way. Absolutely. Oh, we gonna scrap? Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna go into our first boss fight here, which that will lead me to what I was gonna almost spoil a little bit earlier, even though I'm sure we all could have figured out we were gonna have a boss fight here. So, one thing that I like that the Explorers game did differently from the Red and Blue is that boss battles, you're like fully healed and everything. But the downside is there's no XP. But what I like about Red and Blue Rescue Team, as you saw, we're getting XP, and Squirtle actually leveled up, which is awesome. we got XP. Now, if they could have combined those two things together to where we could have gotten XP and fully healed, I think that would have been ideal. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, he's too scared to move. Poor little thing. Alright, so massive cliff in the way, we can't get across, so what are we gonna do? Oh, it's the Magnemites that we rescued yesterday. How you guys doing? Now this absolutely fascinates me because they airlift Diglett out, right? And like, how can that happen? Like, how do they airlift the Diglett off of there? You know what I mean? And also, if they're confused about him having feet, but they airlifted him off of there, how did they not see his feet? Because as soon as he comes off of the ground, or even if they literally just dragged him across, like let's say like that ravine was like a level gap, even if they just quite literally dragged him across the chasm, and then leveled right into the across where Squirtle and I were. There's nothing beneath him for him to burrow through, obviously, right? So it's like, wouldn't they have seen his feet from when they airlifted him? You know what I mean? I'm probably reading too far into this, but anyway. It's always been something that I'm like, what? Like, you're confused about him saying he has feet, but yet you literally picked him up and airlifted him. But their trio is returned to thank us for saving his child. Well, we do what we can, thank you. But yeah, thank our Magnemite friends over there. We would have been SOL and your kids probably still would have been up there unless you came to go help him calm down to get down. Yeah, you guys take care of yourselves. Alright, what's up, Squirtle? Why can't they go home? To join us? Yeah, why not? More members would be very helpful, I think, because I'm sure we're eventually going to run into some dungeons where we don't have type advantages at all. Spoiler alert, we will. That does make sense. You would need somewhere to live close by, yeah. Yeah, Squirrel's got a place. You know, you could stay there. Oh, you don't want to stay? Oh, can't stay there? Okay. Well, that's a shame. We're gonna go back to the square tomorrow. The Wigglytuff Club. So there you go. There's the name of the last shop. So the only place in town that does not have the name of the Pokemon running it is the Felicity Bank. And all of the years that I've been playing this game, and speaking of the devil there, I've never understood why that was the case. And it's greatly confused me. If anybody knows the answer down below, please feel free to let me know. Because, it's so confused me greatly ever since then as to why that's the case. But, oh, we're having another dream. I wonder why we keep having these realistic dreams. That's kind of interesting. Oh, we can see something this time. It's a Pokemon. Wait, I have my role. Wait, don't go. Wait, why are you going? I need to know more. Okay, I guess I don't get to know more. Alright, well, that's definitely going to be an interesting plot point at some point in time, I'm sure, right, guys? Morning, Bulbasaur. Oh, wait, why did I say morning to myself? Good morning, Squirtle. Well, I kind of am half asleep, but that's just the story of my daily life. Yeah, weird dreams. Yep, I am a human. It could be why they could be leading to why I became a Pokemon, I guess, but I mean, I mean, I don't know actually, 'cause I mean, I'm having a good time here, but like, you know, I kind of want my life back. Yeah, right, definitely Squirtle. All right, well, let's go to town then. And just because we're going to see Wigglytuff, I'm not gonna check out the thingamajig, the Kecleon brothers, because they're not gonna have anything that I'll want there. Although actually, I have stuff to sell, so I guess I will be going to see them. So that ginseng there that I just stored, it's just another one of those items that I consider part of the Too Good To Use club. But they are actually really good to use. Basically what they do is, I think you can only do it up to 3, but it'll basically buff your move to make it stronger. So what I mean, like, if I drink it and I put it onto Vine Whip, it'll become Vine Whip +1, which will make it a stronger hitting attack than just a regular Vine Whip would be. Which, that's really cool, don't get me wrong, but, you know, like I said, I think they're it's part of the Too Good To Use club, so I don't use them, but if you guys want to, I definitely would wait till you get, like, you know, your good moves, and then definitely just deck them out. But alright, here's Wigglytuff. So let's speak with him and see what's going on here. It's also kind of interesting to me that in between this game and the Explorers game, they changed Wigglytuff's portrait and his sprite. Because in Red and Blue Rescue Team, he's got black eyes in his portrait and blue eyes in his sprite, which that's kind of weird to me also. But in the Explorers games, both his sprite and his portrait have green eyes. But yes, Wigglytuff, this is my first visit here. Yes, we did start a rescue team. Oh, you sell friend areas to add members. Well, isn't that handy? Oh, you're giving me 2 for free as being our first trip. That's very nice. So we can now go to the Wild Plains and the Mistrized Forest friend areas. And we can recruit any Pokemon, well, I shouldn't say any Pokemon, but we can recruit Pokemon that live in those 2 areas. That's really handy. Not really, but kind of, you know? So this is how you recruit new members. So if you're fighting a wild Pokemon that happen to live in that friend area, after you defeat them, sometimes they might come to admire you as a friend, as Wigglytuff says. And then after you've defeated them, they might reappear and ask to join the team. So that's pretty cool, and we will be doing that. Like, I don't say no to Mons that want to join whenever I play through the game. Oh, and look, our Magnemite friends are coming to ask if we can also get the power plant friend area for free, because he wants to join our team as well. And like I said, Magnemite is one of my favorite mons in this game, and he actually is cracked. So you get him at level 6, which is kind of weird to me, and also a little unfortunate, because, you know, we're already level 11. But I think the reason why he's only level 6 is because his stats and his like, across the board, basically are the same as what ours are. Like, he's cracked. Like, his HP stat is insane, and the rest of his stats are pretty good too, to be fair. Alright, so we got our first new team member. And again, I'm not going to be doing nicknames because I don't do nicknames, so he's going to stay Magnemite. So you're going to be resting up in the power plant friend area. Alright, cool. We'll find you there when we need you, Magnemite. Okay, so the friend area is up to the left of the rescue team base. If you guys didn't figure that out by the fact that that's where Squirtle walks whenever he goes, you know, whenever we're done adventuring and he goes and says goodnight. Alright, so let's take another look in here. So, first we'll take a look at what, let's see, can we get... Okay, Amount Discipline is available now, okay. So as you can see, you have a list of all the different friend areas here, and that are available. These are all the ones that are available during the main story. We'll unlock more once we get to the post game, but obviously that's going to be the post game. We'll worry about that when we get to that point. But yeah, so this is what we got going on now. As you can see, each one has different money amounts to them, and the more expensive ones either have more Pokemon available to them, or they have better Pokemon available to them. Like the Magnetic Quarry, for example, it's 1,000 Poke, but it's Beldum's friend area. You know, and granted, we can't do nothing with Beldum for a long time, but it's still a pseudo, so it kind of makes sense. So, and if you click info, it'll show you like any Pokemon that you've already beaten that appear in those friend areas. So I actually want to get the jungle friend area first and foremost right now, even though it's not going to help us right now. But I have developed a strat the last couple times I've played through this game to completely neuter Groudon later in the game. So, and we need the jungle friend area for that, so I'm going to grab that right now, just for that. Let's see, we got 2,000 left to play around with, so I could get like 2 more friend areas probably. Let's see, what one do we want? Actually, I do want to get Overgrowth Forest really quick right now as well. Again, it'll be helpful to us later on. Alright, let's see, what else do we want to get? I don't think there's anything there that I care about. Nothing there that I care about that we can get right now. Don't really care about those guys. I kind of tend to, like, the unfortunate thing about Mystery Dungeon is a lot of the mons just genuinely aren't good. You know what I mean? Like, there's only really a select amount of Pokemon in this game that actually are worth their weight, which is a little unfortunate. But, you know, it is what it is. I guess I'll just buy all the rest of these $500 ones just to have them, because I think all the ones that I actually would quote unquote want to have, I have for the moment. So we'll just get these, and then we'll buy Mountain Deep Green just because it's there, just to check them off the list. So that's how you check your friend areas, you know, to see like what mons are available to help you to make your decisions to, you know, decide what you want to buy in what order. And if you go into check here, this will tell you a list of all the Pokemon that you've encountered. Now, if they have a blue name, if their name is in blue, that means you've recruited them already. If their name's in green, that means you have their friend area, but you don't have them yet. And if their name's in white, then you don't have their friend area. And also you haven't recruited them, of course. But alright guys, so we have to do a job, a rescue job to pass the time. So I think just because that's where we're at now, to progress the story, I'll probably do this first one off screen just because it's here. And then, oh, never mind, we got another plot point, I forgot. But then, so we'll start the next episode like fresh, basically. But in the future, like if this happens like midway through an episode or whatever, that's what I need you guys to leave in the comment about if I should cut, like, cut them out or not, because there is going to become a point in time where, you have to do that. But I think for right now, I'll probably leave, other than this first initial one, since it just happens to fall at the end of the episode, I think I will keep it in. Yeah, it's a shame that Shifty's group isn't willing to help this Pokemon, especially being a rescue team. Oh, who's these guys? It's an Alakazam, a Charizard, and a Tyranitar. Well, that didn't take much convincing. Shifty, you definitely could beat an Alakazam. You have the dark typing. Granted, in this generation, it's a special type, but still. Oh, they're the most famous rescue team in the area. Yes, Team ACT from the anime, if you guys didn't watch that. Obviously, it makes sense. IQ of 5,000, my goodness. That's incredible. Oh, they're a gold rank rescue team. Wow, that's something to build to one day. Hey, what's up, Alakazam? Walked past us and it was all weird. Yeah, we're gonna get there one day. This has been one thing about this game, though, now that we get introduced to Gengar there, that's confused me greatly. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think we're going to have plot first, so I'm not going to do anything off screen, but I am going to save again really quick here just in case it didn't. But Gengar doesn't actually know who we are. So, like, why he's so angsty towards us, I don't know. But, anyways. That's just something that I just thought about right now, actually. But making me think back about it, it's kind of weird. But anyways, I think that's a great place to wrap this part up, guys. So in the next episode, we will... Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. That yawn completely snuck up on me there. But in the next episode, we will be continuing our rescue adventures and our endeavors and see what other fun things we can do and what other Pokemon we can save. So if you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate that. And click that subscribe button if you guys are new. And don't forget to click that little notification bell so you guys do get notified next time videos do go live on the channel. And with that, I will see you guys on my next episode. See you later, guys.